Chad's girlfriend since like the summer of freshman year. We met at a theater sleepaway camp. We performed this play. It was called like Peter Pan, and he was Peter, and I was like the Pan.
Okay, so basically I know Chad because he's my AP biology lab partner, and I have this cute little nickname for Chad, and that's my bear.
So Chad is kind of a rat. He has little eyes and a tail with ears.
Signor Chad, mi guida a scuola ogni giorno, ma j'ai ramené ici
So I was Chad's babysitter. Awful kid.
Anyways, let me tell you a predicament a few weeks ago. What happened, we were doing a biology lab, and I'm sitting doing all my work as I usually do, and I do my work, and I also do Chad's, sorry. I also do Chad's work because, he's popular, and he's dealing with a lot of pressures from society, keeping a perfect Instagram, and I think it's Snapbook. I think that's what they're using these days.
nella macchina ogni giorno. Voglio morire. Mi voglio morire.
I had no idea what chivalry was, but after he explained it to me, it made like so much sense. Now, every time we go on dates, I make sure that I remember to pay for him and hold doors and pull out chairs, because if I don't, he gets really, really mad, and he yells and throws things like tables, and just throws a lot of things.
Mi guida all'angolo delle vie e mi compra un Uber driver.
There are a lot of moments in my life as a babysitter I go, you know what, maybe this kid isn't that bad, maybe it's me, but God no. God no. This was him.
Hey, I'm Daryl, but Chad calls me stupid. Nope, it's fine. I call him Your Majesty. It's a cute game we play. So, I met Chad through Big Brother. Basically, my mom and dad both died in Afghanistan when I was 5 in a rescue mission. They're really decorated heroes. So I bounced around foster homes my entire life. I've got it hard, sure. But I can't complain because part of my Big Brother program is every Wednesday afternoon I get to hang out with my big brother Chad.
So I first met Chad a few years ago. It was the summer before I started high school. He and I had met. We were actually our parents. They were getting us stuff for school, and they dragged us both to the same place, and we met, and we decided, hey, why the heck not hang out? So
I even drive to Johnston from Massachusetts to pick him up, so he doesn't have to pay for gas. I can't believe how barbaric I was before Chad.
Chad is the reason I have 9 toes.
Every time I pick him up from his house, he go, hey, can we get some beef barn? I was like, I have no idea what that means. What the hell's a beef barn?
Hey, I'm Moses Tardif, and oops, sorry. Chad doesn't like it when I use my real name. He tells me to go by Lucky Locker Buddy Winner because of how impressive a title that is.
I'm super lucky I got Chad because on Wednesday from 2 to 4, he lets me play with a hose and a bucket with water and soap. I get to throw it on his car, and then I get to dry all the water off with using my shirt.
He's been telling me about this thing called the keto diet. It puts your body into this thing, big fancy word because it's a genius. What is it? Ketosis, yeah. So he sent me all these links, and I've been following this diet, and it's been really making him hotter, that's what he told me he would do, I can really see the difference in his physical attractiveness,
Chad is, he's a great kid, just never does any work really.
I'm sitting in biology, doing his and my work, and he's on his phone, and I had the very exclusive opportunity in being one of his pictures. Oh, it was great. It was just the best feeling in the world that he would choose me out of everyone else in that biology class. Oh, it was just the best. I don't know who he sent it to. It might have been his mom, or I think Team Snapchat. I think that's who it went to. But they just
alla camera di Esther and Marion Kama, PhD, Doctor of French Literature. Ha ricevuto una cosa davvero da Princeton. Lavorava là, però non so.
So he and I were hanging out, but then, and then another guy I met, Drew, he brought some of his friends, and they weren't exactly what I would call friends, so much as guys who wanted to take my head and put it in a very uncomfortable spot.
So apparently there's this competition every year, and out of the 48th graders in my school, I was randomly selected to be allowed to give Chad Clutchinson my locker. So sure, now I have to carry around all my books, but having Chad talk to me has really stepped up my winning game. I mean, it's an all-boys school, so I don't know for sure. But Chad said I did, so.
Some people think I only date Chad because he's super hot, but that's truly just an added bonus because he's like super rich too. Like his mom is like a doctor, like marrying well,
He'd point me in this random direction. We'd go to this random shack in the middle of the woods. There was nothing there. It was just a random shack in the middle of the woods, and I was so concerned. I felt like his family was part of a cult or something like that, and they all loved this beef barn god that they went to or something like that.
So, of course, Chad, he thinks he's so tough at everything, he decides to like try and take these guys on, and of course he gets the absolute snot beat out of him. Thankfully the guys just lose interest and take off. But honestly, but Chad didn't necessarily walk away scot-free. He was a little swollen up.
I think he's going to graduate as valedictorian. I really hope he does. I mean, I do all of his work for him, so hopefully I get pretty good grades. I mean, Brad gets pretty good grades because it's all of my work. So, Chad.
When I'm done, I get to play with the power vacuum, and I have to go inside his car with it. And last week, because I've been so good, he bought me a new toy called a Power Buff. I get to use that on the car too. And I've gotten so good, I can now do like 5 cars in 2 hours with Chad. I'm so fast that if I am that good, people hand him green paper to Chad. That's how I know I've won.
He did this. To me, count it, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 toes.
Signor Luigi Cuberotti, non mi piace, no.
One time, he had me and my family swatted just because I didn't say thank you after he let go of my dog's neck. Like,
There'd be these moments where he would just look at you, and he'd get these crazy eyes. And for some reason, his hair would start to spike up, and his voice would go into this different register, and it was high-pitched, and you felt terrified. It felt like he was sucking the soul out of you with his eyes alone. And then his teeth would start going. And he bit me. Multiple times. I had to put so much ointment on.
Chad said that by next week, I need to fit in 6 cars in 2 hours. If I don't, he's gonna get a better little buddy, and I can't let that happen. So I made a plan. I'm gonna cut out rolling down the windows. Usually I roll down the windows when I have the car running and I'm inside detailing because, it sometimes gets hard to breathe. But I don't need to do that, so I'll save extra time and I should be able to fit in 6 cars in 2 hours.
One time I tried to put my sweatshirt in my locker, and he called the police and had me arrested for first-degree murder on 10 accounts, terrorism, and human trafficking. But I was off the hook because there's no way I could have been in Benghazi because it was a school day and I had show choir that night. And there wasn't enough evidence to get me in trouble because Hillary deleted the emails. but it sure was a long night in that holding cell.
After he bit the mailman, that's when I said no. I'm not watching over Chad anymore. He is a problem child.
I gotta say, if I had to describe Chad after that one situation, it would be a human-sized chipmunk.
If I had to, Chad, he's kind of like a goose. Yeah, I don't think there's any explanation for that one. It's just, I feel like people who know, they know. He's a goose.
My one word to describe Chad would be snake, because he was sweet, spicy, and sexy.
I would describe him as a John, a Fig, a Tron, and Troy.
Below-average. Lazy.
Authoritative.
Un idiotto.
Chad's deceitful.
He's an influencer.
Chad's very egotistical.